The Premier League title race is reaching a boiling point, and the pressure on Mikel Arteta and his Arsenal side has never been higher. We are breaking down the critical injury news surrounding Bukayo Saka and looking ahead to a massive clash against Newcastle, where only a win will keep the Gunners in the hunt against Manchester City. From the defensive stability of William Saliba to the tactical needs of Declan Rice, we have the full story on why this weekend is a must-win for North London.
Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLume 3-pack screen protector plus 3-pack camera lens protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Questions are swirling around the form of Kai Havertz as analysts like Mick Brown turn up the heat on his performance in the biggest fixtures. We are diving deep into whether the German international can truly be the difference maker when the stakes are at their absolute highest for Arsenal. Is he the dependable force the club needs for this final push, or is the weight of the championship chase exposing cracks in his game? Gabriel Jesus is opening up about the brutal reality of his fight for a spot in Brazil's World Cup squad. The forward admits that limited minutes and injuries at Arsenal have left him on the outside looking in, but he is refusing to back down from the challenge. We are analyzing his candid comments on his international future and how he plans to reinvent his role to win back his place among the world elite. Even the fans have become a factor in the title race, as Bournemouth midfielder Tyler Adams reveals exactly how the atmosphere at the Emirates Stadium helped the opposition secure a shock result against Arsenal. It is a fascinating look at the psychological pressure of a championship chase and how the Gunners must overcome the nerves of their own supporters to get back on track. Hit that like button and subscribe with the bell icon turned on to stay updated on every twist in this title battle. Is the dream slipping away, or is this where legends are forged? Arsenal have let their tight grip on the Premier League title loosen just enough for Manchester City to pounce, turning the final month of the season into a high-stakes, breathless shootout. The Gunners held the lead since October, but now they are fighting for survival, knowing that winning their remaining 5 games might not even be enough if the citizens keep this relentless pace. This Saturday, the focus shifts to Newcastle. The big question on everyone's lips: will Bukayo Saka be back? Unfortunately, despite the desperate need for his flair on the right wing, the Achilles issue he has been battling since the Carabao Cup final likely keeps him sidelined for this one. It is a tough pill to swallow, but Mikel Arteta has to be calculated here. On the brighter side, Jurrien Timber is edging closer to a return from a groin injury, and while he might not start, seeing him on the bench would be a massive morale boost for a side that needs every hand on deck. Looking at the lineup, David Raya is hunting for a 3rd consecutive Golden Glove, a phenomenal individual achievement, but you know he would trade it all for a Premier League trophy. We are likely to see Ben White holding down the right-back spot, while the defensive wall of William Saliba and Gabriel needs to be absolute perfection. We know how much Saliba's absence hurt them in the past. They need him at his absolute peak for these final stretches. In the middle, the pressure is on Martin Zubimendi, Declan Rice, and Martin Odegaard to control the tempo against a hungry Newcastle side. Rice, in particular, looked like a leader on a mission after the City defeat, and we need that intensity to translate into pure dominance on the pitch. Up top, Noni Madueke is expected to fill that Saka-shaped hole, and while Kai Havertz missed his chances last week, he remains the most balanced threat Arsenal has at the 9. Add the creative magic of Eberechi Ez on the left, and the stage is set for a massive response. It is simple. Arsenal cannot afford another slip-up. If they want to keep the pressure on Pep Guardiola, they have to take care of business at home. Do you think they have enough depth to pull off this title run without Saka, or is the lack of clinical finishing finally catching up to them? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more updates as this title race goes down to the wire. Remember, in football, the title isn't won in the standings. It's won in the moments you refuse to back down. Ever wondered why some players look like world beaters one week and vanish into thin air the next? We are talking about Arsenal's Kai Havertz, a man who has become the ultimate enigma at the Emirates. While Mikel Arteta seems to have an unshakable faith in his versatility, a growing chorus of critics, including football analyst Mick Brown, is asking the hard questions. Does Havertz actually have what it takes when the pressure is at its absolute peak? It is easy to look good when the wind is in your sails against a mid-table side, but the true mark of an elite talent is standing up when the stadium is shaking and the stakes are highest. Brown put it bluntly, suggesting there is a persistent doubt lingering over Havertz's ability to influence those blockbuster encounters. But hold on a second, is it really fair to pin the weight of a potential title charge on one man's shoulders? Football is a game of collective momentum, tactical chemistry, and those fine margins that define seasons. We often fall into the trap of scapegoating a single individual because it is easier than analyzing the complex moving parts of a tactical system. Havertz brings movement, technical craft, and a tireless work rate that shouldn't be brushed aside just because he hasn't scored a headline-grabbing brace against a rival. Still, the clock is ticking on the season's most critical phase. If Arsenal wants to secure the silverware they are chasing, they need everyone on the pitch to be firing on all cylinders, not just occasionally, but consistently. Do you think Havertz is unfairly criticized, or is it time for him to prove his worth in the biggest matches? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that subscribe button for your daily dose of Gunners news, and remember, at the end of the day, it takes a collective giant to win a trophy. Ever wonder what it's like to go from being a guaranteed starter for a title-chasing team to fighting for every single minute of relevance? That is the reality for Arsenal's Gabriel Jesus right now, and the stakes couldn't be higher. We're talking about a spot on the Brazilian national team for the 2026 World Cup, a dream that feels like it's slipping through his fingers as his club form fluctuates. Let's be real here. The competition for the Seleção front line is absolute insanity. You've got young stars lighting up the pitch every weekend, while Jesus has been battling injuries and limited rhythm at the Emirates. With only 7 starts this season, the numbers, 5 goals and 2 assists, just don't scream automatic starter anymore. And to his credit, Jesus isn't hiding from that fact. In a candid chat with Globo Esport, he admitted that when you aren't playing, the path to the national squad becomes an uphill climb. But here's the interesting part. There is a shift in his mindset. For years, Jesus was praised for his tireless work rate, his tracking back, and his link-up play. But he's finally realized that for a Brazilian number 9, none of that matters if the ball isn't hitting the back of the net. He's shifting his focus from being the ultimate team player to being an out-and-out goal scorer. He knows he's currently behind the pack, but he's banking on his versatility, his ability to slide out to the wings or drift into space, to keep him on the radar. Is it too late for a comeback? History says never count a player with his pedigree out. If he can string together a massive run of form before the tournament, he might just force the coaching staff's hand. After all, the journey from painting streets in Sao Paulo to the World Cup stage is proof that he knows how to grind when the odds are stacked against him. What do you think? Does Jesus still have that World Cup magic, or has the game moved past him? Drop a comment below and let me know if you'd put him on the plane to 2026. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button and subscribe for more, because in football, form is temporary, but the drive to succeed is what defines a legacy. Ever wondered how a title-chasing powerhouse like Arsenal could suddenly find themselves staring down a defeat to Bournemouth at their own fortress, the Emirates? It turns out, the secret weapon wasn't just a clever tactical masterclass from the Cherries. It was, ironically, the Arsenal faithful themselves. Bournemouth midfielder Tyler Adams recently pulled back the curtain on that stunning result, and his insights are a masterclass in the psychology of a title race. Adams admitted that in the opening 10 minutes, Arsenal looked virtually unstoppable, moving the ball with the kind of confidence that wins championships. But here is where the narrative shifts. In football, momentum is a fragile beast. Adams noted that when Arsenal failed to capitalize on that early dominance, a sense of anxiety rippled through the stands. One minor error, a misplaced pass, a moment of hesitation, and suddenly the Emirates wasn't a roar of support but a collective holding of breath. For an away player, hearing that tension turn into nerves is like blood in the water. Adams put it perfectly. When the home crowd gets anxious, the pitch feels like it's tilting in favor of the visitors. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy where the pressure to win becomes the very thing that prevents the team from playing freely. It's a harsh reality of the Premier League, When you are chasing history, the weight of expectation can turn your own home advantage into a psychological hurdle. Arsenal is currently navigating a grueling spell that would test any elite squad, but history shows that how they handle this pressure now will define their legacy. Do you think the supporters need to stay patient to help the team over the line, or is the pressure just part of the job description? Hit that like button if you think the Gunners will bounce back, and subscribe for more deep dives into the tactical and psychological battles of the Premier League. Remember, in football, the game isn't just played on the grass, it's played in the minds of everyone in the stadium.